Hey guys, Nick's Adventure. It's Tuesday, June 22nd, 2010, and ice caps are amazing. And I'm not going to be saying, and you are watching a leak, or playing the intro, because this is pretty much a recap of the past 3 weeks, so if I said, and you are watching a leak, I'd be stretching the truth more than Fox News. Yes, I went there. So basically, over the past 3 weeks, there are 3 main things, or at least around the tech world, that I missed, and during this time I was doing my exams and studying and whatnot, and by that, I mean playing video games and being a procrastinator. Sounds like the Terminator, except for probably less reliable. Anyway, let's get back on track. The 3 biggest things are WWDC, which occurred a couple weeks ago, and the keynote will be in the description if you guys have not seen it yet. 2, E3, which occurred last week, big event where Sony and Xbox 360 announced their motion-controlled devices. I'll talk about that later. And the 3rd thing being the iOS 4, which was released yesterday, and I have it, and I'm gonna say it's good, but if you have a 2nd generation iPod Touch or 3G iPhone, it's not good at all. But I'll talk about that later. Anyway, first of all, let's talk about the WWDC 2010 hosted by Apple. Pretty much this is an event which Apple gathers all the developers, hence Developers Conference, and they gather them into one place and they announce products like the iPhone 4, iOS 4, and the greatest things of mankind, the Guitar Hero app and the Farmville app for the iPod Touch and the iPhone. And I'm being quite sarcastic there, because personally I don't believe that Apple should have released these things at the WWDC. Mainly because I don't think they're WWDC material. Like last year, if you guys watched this, they released the iPhone, they released MacBooks, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, they renamed the MacBook to the MacBook Pro because they upgraded it so much. Ergo, I'm kind of disappointed from the awesomeness of last year's WWDC to the okay-ness of this year's WWDC. But the iPhone 4 was complete awesomeness. See the keynote below for all the features. I'll just be going over slight parts of it. One of the biggest things for me, personally, would be the 5-megapixel camera, which has the ability to shoot 720p, 30 frames a second, which is more than any other phone camera I have seen. Also, it has a front-facing camera enabling FaceTime, which is an app with no setup required that you can do video calling with other people. And personally, I don't think people are actually seeing this for what it is. It's such a futuristic concept. It's actually been an old concept, but no other phone has incorporated quite like Apple. And I'll say the classic saying that most tech sites are saying, Apple may not be the first out of the gate, but it's definitely the best. And for those of you who did not see the keynote, like I said twice, link in the description, go see it, because you will not get anything that I'm saying right now. Other than that, with the iPhone 4, they have also announced that the lines that we were seeing at Gizmodo.com in the frame around it were actually a way of incorporating the antenna into the actual frame of the structure of the phone. Pretty cool stuff. But other than that, it'll be boasting a Retina display, which has 4 times the amount of pixels of previous iPhone models, and about 75% of the pixels that the iPad has, in like 1/3 or something. Either way, it's pure awesomeness. But that's all I'm going to say about it. Go see the keynote if you want to see more of it, but make sure you watch the rest of this video first. Now we're going to be talking about E3, and if you guys don't know what this is, you guys are living under a rock forever. E3 is basically a huge tech event where a whole bunch of companies come together and release all their coolest shit ever. All of which makes geeks want to slit their wrists, because none of it will be coming out till at least fall or first quarter of next year. Though I'll not be talking about all of the things that were released at E3, I'll be talking about the 2 biggest things. Actually, this is 4. 2 biggest things. First of all, I'll be talking about the Xbox 360 with the new Xbox 360 Kinect feature. This is basically a feature where in the fall you spend $150 for a bar that you attach to your Xbox 360, and it will enable your Xbox 360 to see you and up to 4 people that are in the room and figure out what you're doing. Therefore, when you're playing video games, if you're playing a racing game, you go like this, kind of gay. Or if you're playing a first-person shooter, you'd be going something like this. Though I'm not sure how shooting is going to work, because as you can see, you can't see my back finger shooting. Well, maybe you can. Not very well, though. Personally, I either see this as a sink or swim product. If it works, it's gonna work. If it doesn't, it won't. Mainly because either the technology is going to work fantastically, or it's going to fantastically flop. The second thing I want to talk about at E3 would be the PlayStation Move. Basically the same concept as Xbox Kinect, but for the PS3. Basically what you do is you spend $100, you get a bundle of devices, which if you notice is considerably less than the Xbox Kinect. These devices have the PlayStation Move controller, basically Wii Sports for the PS3, and a little camera for your PS3. But personally, I think the PlayStation Move is going to do a lot better than the Xbox Kinect because it's cheaper for one. It has a definitive 1-to-1 ratio, unlike the Xbox Kinect, because when the PlayStation Move operates, it scans the actual controller opposed to your body, meaning there is much less room for error in the PlayStation Move than there is in the Xbox Kinect. And Xbox originally named Xbox Kinect Xbox Natal. Sorry, I should say Natel, like they didn't notice the slight difference in the pronunciations. But anyways, leave a comment on the subject, what you guys think will be better, the Xbox Kinect and the PS3 Move. And you Xbox fanboys out there, don't get me wrong, and don't leave hate comments. I do really like the idea for the Xbox Kinect. I just don't know if it's going to work out properly. And you have to agree with me there. It's a fact, there is a much larger room for error using the Xbox Kinect method and concept than there is with the PlayStation Move. Though the concept for the Xbox Kinect is much cooler, easier, and overall much more futuristic concept, for the PlayStation Move it's a much more plausible and more mathematically accurate concept. So basically, again, I'm saying there's much less room for error. But I'll have to see for myself, and who knows, maybe if I become a partner on YouTube, I can get enough money to buy Kinect. And you know what? Because I love you Xbox fanboys so much, hug time. I literally just hugged my tripod. Because I love you guys so much, I'm going to bump the iOS 4 segment for the new Xbox segment. If you guys don't know what this is, Microsoft recently released at E3 the new Xbox. It is now available in stores, which is kind of cool that when they announced it, they said, will be available in stores this week. And by this week, I mean last week. Basically what this new Xbox brings to the table is it's much quieter than the previous Xbox, has built-in wireless internet, so you don't have to have that $100 adapter for it, has a 250GB hard drive, and a new sleek design, meaning it is smaller than the previous Xbox. And when I was told all of these things by my friend Phil, a huge Xbox fanboy, I said PS3 Slim had it, PS3 had it for 4 years, PS3 Slim had it, PS3 Slim had it, and then I said to him, is it a Blu-ray player? No? Because the PS3 Slim is, and it's the same price. But I know I'm gonna get a lot of hater comments for this, but believe me guys, I do support Xbox and Microsoft. I do want this to be a good idea because it is such a good concept. So I guess that's about it. So guys, remember, subscribe, thumbs up, and comment. I'd really like some comments. I never get comments, so please do it right now.